Finally, we have a new update coming into the game. Thank God. It is called Captivate Heart in the Feast of Valentine. Pretty much it's gonna be like the new Valentine's limited event. It is gonna be the maintenance on the February 11 and February 12 for the America server. Then we have here the Feast of Valentine limited event. Probably it's just gonna be, they are just reusing the same old events that we've been having for the past months. It's gonna be from like February 12 to February March, so it's gonna be 1 month. Pretty sure it's gonna be the same. We got a new battle pass skin. Let's see this one. Wow, dude, this was blasting. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It actually, I'm gonna say that this one looks kind of better than the current Phantom cosmetic. I know it is insane, but well, this one, if they had a serpent around it, I will 100% go for it. But you know, the battle pass, in my opinion, if you like the cosmetic, you get it. If not, it's not like a big deal. Then you also get reactivated the ephemeral treasures in the collectors Empower battle pass. If you guys don't know what it is, it's like if you ever bought Phantom cosmetic, they have like a 30 days limited time. Now you can, if you buy the battle pass, you can you are able to reactivate like this effect. Is a scammy thing, but like it is what it is. Exclusion legendary gem draw pool, it is also coming, so pretty much it's just gonna exclude all the bad gems that you don't want. Then we have returning events. Winds of Fortune is a 2x event. The rest we pretty much don't care. It's gonna be the same old, same old. Then we have, oh my god, new legendary items. Okay, so we have here the first one, the best class in the game, as you guys know, Barbarian, Iron Tusk main hand. When demoralized hits an enemy, your critical hit chance is increased by 5% for 4 seconds up to 15. Demoralized, what the hell? Not a big deal. Promises Sunrise, it's an offhand. When the demoralized hits an enemy, your attack and movement speed is increased by 5 up to 15. What is going on? Tall's favored chest, Furious Charge. Oh my god, again Furious Charge. It's gonna, cooldown's gonna decrease, or one edge is restored by every yard. Okay, so the problem with this, the chest piece, and it's like we have the chains, right? The chains are so OP. Hopefully in the future we're gonna have like something better than the chains, but for now I don't know if Fury Charge is gonna make it. But let's continue. Pants, Fury Charge is now channeled, causing you to constantly run forward, damaging the enemies that you run through while being immune to knockback, but you're not immune to CC. Which is a big deal, because you're already immune to knockback with the shoulders that you have from the rat form, right? Whirlwind Hall, the heads, the Immortalized now empowers your steps with wind, causing your movement speed to emit blasts for every few yards that damage nearby enemies. Okay, I mean, like the head slot, as you guys know, it is one of the most competitive ones with the Spartusk. So I don't know if we actually gonna use this in PvP. Then we have the Hydra's Maul. Sunder now empowers your step with magma, causing your movement to erupt every fire every few yards, leaving a trail of burn enemies. Okay, this can be kind of cool, especially like for open world or even dungeons. So if the Sunder not only empowers you but also puts the dot of increasing the 30% more damage on the target, I feel like it's gonna be extremely cool. Overall, not very exciting. I mean, I think like the shoulders may be cool. Maybe we can do something around it, but I'm not a huge fan of the Furious Charge, and the Demoralize, I don't see it coming because we have auto and changes. Like that's pretty much the meta in PvP. Then we have Blood Knight. Please be good, because Blood Knight kind of needs it. The new main hand, we have Shadow's Edge, increase your critical hit chance by 4%. Okay. Then we have the offhand, Wave of Blood now radiates a wave all around you, damaging and knocking up enemies while also increasing the critical hit damage that they take from your skills. Okay, this kind of like the Vortex from Tempest. This kind of looks cool. Let's see if there is something else here. Then we have Virgin Curse, the chest. Abomination no longer consumes anger to transform, instead empowers you and causing your skills to deal damage, additional damage to nearby enemies. Okay, so it's like it's gonna be like the red form for like Barbarian that you're gonna transform, or maybe you're not even gonna transform. It's just gonna be a buff that's gonna empower the damage that you're gonna have. This kind of can be like pretty cool for Blood Knight. Then we have here Club Knights, the new pants. The spear flurry now targets an enemy, dash to them, damaging all the enemies along the path by, okay, like this, I don't know if this is gonna be good. Then we have Count the Ties, the headpiece. Blood Wave cooldown now is reduced by 0.5 seconds for each target that hits, up to a maximum of 2 seconds. So this one together with the new offhand, we might have like something here, especially for Blood Knight PvP. If you do it like in the middle of a pack and you're gonna try to keep spamming this wave of blood, may be interesting. Then we have Deeps of Yearning. The shoulders, new shoulders. Abomination also increase the movement speed by 20% while it's active. This one is not very exciting, maybe for like for open world farming or something, but it doesn't seem like that good. Then we have like here Crusader, the new main hand punishment also applies the wanted mark for 3 seconds, increasing the movement speed of few and your allies by 50 seconds, moving towards an enemy. Okay, this is kind of okay. Offhand, the shield glare now surrounds you with an area of radiant justice for several seconds, during which enemies are automatically attacked and blinded. Okay, this may be interesting for example, for them to be in the idol, but I don't know like how it actually is gonna work out, because like the offense also is very competitive when it comes to the Crusader. Then we have here the new chess piece. The Sacred Chain also applies marks of the pain to the enemies for 3 seconds, increasing your damage to them by 3%, up to 15% more than. I don't know about these ones. I just want to see like more defensive. I want to see like the tank Crusader that we should be on the fantasy, you know. Then we have the new pants. Shield Glare deals increased damage to as they are closer to you by 20%. All right, not a big deal. Feastings of Heaven now targets an enemy to unleash a rain of fists in the certain location, dealing damage. Okay, this is not very exciting as well. Sacred Chain now empowers you, causing your attacks to marked enemies with the chains, pulls them to you once they've been hit several times. Okay, this kind of seems interesting. The problem, like it's sometimes like in PvP, is not that easy to hit the target. Depends on what it means, like hitting the target. If it is like with the AoE, that's completely fine. If it is like actually with your primary attack, that's gonna be like very hard for you to do, but these may be interesting. But overall, a bit disappointed when it comes like to these instances for Crusaders. I just want to see more like damage reduction, like survivability. That's what I want to see from Crusader. Now, Demon Hunter, one of my favorite classes. I really enjoy the playstyle with it. Let's see what it's going to be about. We have a new main hand, Smoke Screen, also increase primary attacks by 20% for 3 seconds. All right, okay, not a good start. Offhand. Now the crossbow shot deals 15% increased damage to poison enemies. What? Vengeance now cause you to erupt a burst of toxins that damage and poisons all the nearby enemies. You also passively attack poison enemies with piercing bolts. Okay, what are we gonna like? One of my favorite builds in Path of Exile, it is the toxic rain of arrows. Let's see if it actually is gonna be it. Then we have here the small screen. Now infuses your weapons with toxins, causing your primary attacks to poison them. So we're gonna actually become like a poison demon hunter. This is kind of cool though. Then we have like the head slot. Attacking a poison enemy during the vengeance triggers a toxin burst, dealing additional damage, cannot occur more than 1 second per enemy. And then we have the shoulders piece. The rain of vengeance now targets an area and unleash a toxin rain of arrows. Oh my god, damaging and poisoning enemies. Okay, this seems like extremely exciting to play, but like every patch you look at the Demon Hunter instance and they always look like extremely exciting, and I'm always excited to go and try it, especially this one because like I really like this archetype of build, the like the poison with the rain of arrows and all these things. If it's gonna solve the problem, the major problem of Demon Hunter, which is in PvP, I don't know. I really don't see it, but let's see. But I don't see here any defensive, any survivability. But at least thank God it's not about summons, right? Very excited for that one. Monk, we have here new main hand, 7 side strikes, now targets an enemy, dashes to them, and alternating attacks between the targets. So we have like a AoE kind of attack beneficial. Effects to primary attacks also affect the attacks of this skill. All right. Now, so pretty much you're gonna just empower your primary attack, and then you're gonna just start slashing the targets. Kind of cool. Offhand, the wave strike now unleashes a wave of energy that pulls in all the nearby enemies, damaging marking them. Primary attacks deal additional damage to marked enemies. Okay. Flying dragon now empowers your next few primary attacks with wind, causing them to pull. So we're gonna like have like maybe a more tanky monk. Okay, this kind of seems interesting. Flying dragon cooldown is reduced by 0.5% for each enemy. Okay, to a maximum of 1.5. Shield of Sand also increased the skill damage by 15% for 3 seconds. Okay, I don't know which instance they use now on the head for the helicopter build, but if they can actually also increase the skill damage of the helicopter build even more, it's gonna be crazy. Then we have here the new shoulders. 7 side strikes cooldown is reduced by 0.5 seconds for each enemy, up to 1.5. Okay, I mean, I don't know really if it's gonna change the meta, like because like the all helicopter build is such a staple right now because it got like high damage, high survivability. It got like everything, right? So and also mobility. They are like pretty fast. So I don't know if this is gonna change. Now we have here Necromancer, Dead Demise. Okay, the new main hand. Grim Sight now targets an enemy and hurls a sight that applies the Reaper's Mark, which triggers a sweeping sight around the target. Takes the what? So you're gonna put a sight, and the sight's gonna put another sight around the target? Okay, interesting. At least that's what I got from it. Offhand, the Bone Spirits now conjure a rate that follows you and continuously hurts soul fire to a nearby enemy. Okay, so we're gonna have always a rate with us, like another minion, kind of interesting. Then we have here Skin and Bones chest. The spirit bone spirits damage to the same target increases 6% per each hit, up to 18%. Okay, Dark Curse, the new pants, now reanimates corpses into spectral wounds that attack nearby targets. Okay, this one, it is super interesting. So you have the Dark Curse, but the thing is like you lose the miasma, right? Like you lose like the everything around you. But either way, it kind of looks interesting. Like you can use like your corpses to just like this is what I like to see. Some type of spells, as long as it fits the narrative and the fantasy of like the class, I think they are like pretty cool. Then we have the new head. The green sight also marks the enemies for 6 seconds. If the marked enemies is attacked by 5 times, the mark explodes, dealing damage. Okay, this is gonna be extremely OP for dungeons, because right now they apply a bleed, and that bleed then explodes, because like we are using like those spans, right, like to explode all the dots. But this one also seems extremely strong. Like the Necromancer is already pretty good in dungeons and all these things, so I'm sure it's gonna be even better. Then we have here the new shoulders. Dark Curse marks hits a target for 6 seconds, causing them to explode on that, dealing damage to all the enemies. Okay, this is like extremely cool. Like I am extremely excited, especially for this head slot. Let's see, Necromancer is always a banger. So then we have here the new Tempest, new Answers, the new main hand. When Storm Fury deals damage, increase your critical hit chance by 4%. Okay, up to 12%. Nice. The thing is, like, the main hand is also super competitive. I don't know if it is gonna have actually a slot to put this on. Then we have here the crosswinds now dash forwards, firing several wind blades at nearby enemies. Dash distance and number of wind blades increase based on your movement speed. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Then we have the Riptide, a new chest, now regenerates energy while you move, and once you can activate the dash forward on a wave, damaging and knocking back all the enemies along the path. Okay. New pants, crosswinds also increase the damage of your next skill by 30%. Okay, this seems really good. Then we have here the Neo headpiece. If the Reptile inflicts loss of control or knockback to an enemy, the damage they take is increased by 15%. Okay, this is not a big deal. Then we have here Storm Fury now empowers you and surrounds you with a swirling, shredding winds that increase your movement speed and continually pulls in and damaging nearby enemies. Okay, the problem like with this is like the slot that the shoulders are is for like the flowing strike that gives you the CC immunity and breaks the CC. So it is answers that is gonna be like extremely hard to replace. However, this looks extremely cool. There are here definitely some potential for some PvE builds. Now we have here the best free-to-play class at the moment. Let's see if we got a new wizard build, because that'll be extremely exciting. Now we have here the new main hand. Disintegrate also drains energy from enemies, recovering 1 energy each time it hits. Okay. Lightning Nova also increase your attack and movement speed by 10%. Okay. The Ice Crystal now conjures a crystal that follows you, dealing damage to nearby enemies every second. While active, your channel range will automatically refract into enemies. Okay, so we're gonna have like kind of a summon pet. This is interesting. I wanna test this out. Then we have here the new pants. Integrate damage, increase the longer it is channel up to a maximum of 30%. Okay. The new headpiece, Ice Crystal, also shatters enemy armor, increasing the damage that they will take from skills from 30%, 15% up to 2 seconds. All right. Rain of Frost also weakens enemies, decreasing the damage that they deal for 10%. Like, besides, like, if this is actually a pet that is always coming with you, it can be interesting, but the rest, it is kind of okay. Overall, I feel like this is something that has been happening in the past patches. Is like the answers are not like that exciting, at least at the first sight. Maybe we're gonna have to test it out and maybe we can find some things, but overall, I am the most excited definitely for the Demon Hunter. This is the one that like, if this happens, I'm all up for it. So let's go here. New features, updates. This is also another section that I always get like extremely excited, because they are always trying to bring some quality of life. So let's see. Said item drops from dungeons. All dungeons bosses and ancient elites now have a chance to drop the said items. Okay, I think this is a good change. Final dungeons bosses have their set item drop reduced. Okay, so we have to test it out, right? Like they said that now every boss gonna drop, so maybe it gives you like, because until now in the past it was like you always had to wait for the last boss to have the chance, but then we have now the new challenge dungeons that whenever you see the orange mob, it is very exciting because you know we're gonna have another set item to drop. So hopefully we can actually have here something interesting to make the dungeon more exciting, because like if every boss you're fighting always has a chance to drop a set item, it can mean like by the end of the dungeon you can have like 2, 3, 4 pieces, like, and that can be like extremely fun. Now we have here Battleground. New change of what? Battleground changes? If you complete any Battleground matches with a class during the season and class change, you will need to complete at least 20 additional matches. What? Okay. What the? No way. Let me see. Let me read this. You will need to complete at least an additional 20 matches as your new class to receive your hand of the season rewards for that class. Okay, I really don't see the benefit of this. I don't, because like a lot of people know they have their PvP class, then they'd like to change to do some PvE or like to go and farm nuances, and now we pretty much gonna have to force me to go back to the old class and do more. Why? Why? I don't understand this change. I don't think this change makes a lot of sense. It's just like I'm probably gonna talk about this, right? Like because this doesn't make any sense, right? Additionally, okay, the rewards you receive from completing each Battleground matches have been increased. Okay, I hope that now finally we're gonna have at least some chance of getting some runes. That'll be like pretty dope. Also, at the end of the season, you will receive the following rewards attained on these ranks or higher. Okay, bronze gives you a legendary crest. So at legend ranks, it's gonna give you 10 legendary crests. I mean, I've been praying and like literally preaching on the stream to just give us more incentives to do PvP. I kind of want to see exactly what is these increments that they're gonna put on the Battleground rewards, but I feel like 10 legendary crests, it is nice, especially for the free-to-play. Use like an extra pull that you get. But I feel like we need something a bit more epic, you know, because like you can spend like a lot of time grinding PvP, and this is not as like exciting, because like the problem is not reaching legend. Anyone, like as long as you put enough time, can reach the legend. And probably is going to increase the motivation for like these players. They don't do a lot of PvP to go and do PvP. But when I say that we need more prizes, I was talking about like rank 1, rank 2, 3, rank 10, the first 100. I feel like these people, like you have to put like some cosmetic, something a bit more unique to incentivize people after they reach to legend to keep grinding and keep playing and enjoying Battleground. That's what I was talking about. This is a step forward, but it is not enough, because like my major issue, and maybe like this is a very minority that suffer from these issues, like after you reach legend, you really don't have a lot of incentive to just keep doing PvP. We have a new Tower War season coming. Set items rank. Now the set items are going to increase up to 25. Okay, so challenge rifts not going to be useless anymore. Warbands, now you can choose 2 options. Okay, doesn't really matter. And we have the stash filtering. Matching set items in the stash can now be grouped together using the new option. All right. So we went through all the patches. Again, except like the new answers, there's not a lot like they are gonna add to the game. But hopefully like these new answers may bring like a shift on the meta, but I just don't see it happening. So my final thoughts is like, I am glad that we're finally having like something new, something exciting in the game. It's gonna be like it's gonna change the game. I don't really know, but I want to know your thoughts. Please let me know in the comment section down below, or join the live stream. I'm gonna be live like just right after I post this video. We're gonna discuss a bit further. I want to know exactly what you guys think about the new answers. If you guys have some build cooking after you reading these, and we're gonna just keep grinding and having some fun. So with this, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the live stream. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.